In this new YouTube short film series, we'll be following Dallmann Straßen und Tiefbau. With more than 500 employees and a company history of over 100 years, Dallmann is a fixture in the industry. We'll take you behind the scenes of some interesting jobs and introduce you to the company's different fields of activity. Geographically speaking, Dallmann Straßen und Tiefbau mainly works in the area that lies between the Weser River, the North Sea and the Ruhr Valley. In addition to the construction and maintenance of various different types of roads, the company also offers development measures, including cable and pipeline installation, landfill construction and much more. One of their areas of expertise is civil engineering, and we're going to take a closer look at this on an extensive construction site near Bielefeld in North Rhine-Westphalia. Not far from the town centre, there's an enormous hole in the middle of the main road. Here, a storage sewer, along with rainwater drainage and the necessary accompanying infrastructure, is being built. The Dallmann team is taking care of the entire project, from the planning to the excavation and sewer construction, and right through to the tarmacking. During our visit, the frame sections for the storage sewer are being put in place. These sections have been made specifically for this site. A 400-ton mobile crane lifts the 30-ton concrete parts into the excavated trench. They have to be positioned precisely. These reservoirs should act as a buffer during periods of heavy rainfall. Based on calculations, the 120 cubic meters of storage that has been created should be enough. The water collected here is eventually gradually fed into the town's sewer network via a damper flap. It isn't possible to install an above-ground reservoir on this particular site. The second and third sections are ready and waiting to be put in place. The plan calls for the 6 sections to be delivered and placed in the correct order just in time. This also takes into account the costs of the crane and accompanying vehicles. Just one day of use can easily cost 5 figures. Now it's time to make sure that sections are secure and in the right place. The Dallmann team uses ratchets and chain binders to pull the massive concrete sections together. It's a precision job, but luckily everything fits perfectly. There are around 5.5 meters between the lower edge of the foundation and what will eventually be the upper edge of the road. With a total cost of around €4 million, this is one of the biggest projects that Dallmann has on this year. In addition to the storage sewers that we've already seen, they are also building a series of rainwater sewers to carry away excess rainwater. Tractor and trailer combinations are used on site to transport materials. With jobs like this, Dallmann likes to work with local contractors for maximum flexibility. In this case, they've opted to work with Shipers, a local company who are on site with a Fendt 930 Vario and an excavator. In November, 2 pavers from Dallmann will arrive to finish the L506 road surface, as well as all foot and cycle paths. Just one job plus planning can take up to 3 years to complete. Dallmann Straßen und Tiefbau is based near Bramsche in southwest Lower Saxony. In addition to the modern admin building, which was only built 4 years ago, their 7-hectare site also has a spacious workshop, storage and parking areas for the vehicle fleet, and much more. It's amazing to see so many construction machines in one place, and this is just a small part of the fleet, as many are out working and only come back here rarely, if ever. The company also invested in a harbour property just next to the site in the mid-1980s. This property gives them direct access to the Midland Canal, the longest artificial waterway in Germany. They even have a railway property 100 kilometres away in Nienburg that they can use to access the European railway network. Since it was founded back in 1908, Dallmann has grown from a small stone setting and paving company to a construction and recycling company that works in a wide variety of areas. But even after all this time, one thing has stayed the same. The company is still run by its owners. Managing Director Horst Dallmann is the third generation of the family to run the business. Ralf Hafner takes care of the operational side of things. Horst Dallmann's son, Torben, is studying industrial engineering with a specialisation in construction and hopes to be the fourth generation of the family to run the company. We join him on a construction site near Boomtil. Here, an extra-large biomethane plant is being built. Dallmann actually started work on this site around a year and a half ago. By the time we visit, in June, the majority of the development work, including drainage and earthworks, is already done. Project manager Victor Schneider keeps the team informed about the progress of the project and represents his colleague Tony Stahlberg, the site manager. The Volvo excavator is used to dig the trench for the foundation for the vehicle scales. The substructure is made using gravel, created from construction materials that the company recycles. Concrete and rubble from demolition work is turned into secondary raw materials in a crushing and screening plant and is then transported with a fleet of lorries. Due to the unstable ground, on this construction site, particularly close attention is paid to stabilising the substrate with a reinforced superstructure. Not only does the Dallmann team create a solid foundation for any buildings that are built later, but they also lay out all roads. Johann is the head road architect for this job. He is levelling the area where the gas treatment plant will be built later with the Komatsu tracked tractor. In addition to the theory work, the training to become a road architect or construction machinery operator also includes a lot of practical training in workshops and in handling the machines on the construction site. The company provides plenty of information about the apprenticeships that they offer on their website, dallmann-bau.de. Sebastian is a construction machinery operator and is preparing the noise protection wall that has been installed along the digester. When carrying out this work, he uses laser and satellite technology to make sure that the excavator bucket follows the planning mask. With a construction site like this, every square metre is minutely planned and prepared by the draftsman. The digital site model is then shared with the site managers and the employees operating the construction machinery. Now let's move on to the next site. We're heading over to Osnabrück. For this job, the Dallmann team has been asked to demolish 6 former school buildings. There are 2 excavators on site, including a Hitachi ZX350. The driver has a great view of the boom from the tilting cab. Any demolition work is usually done in a controlled way, starting with the roof structure. This machine is equipped with a 12-metre high boom. With an empty weight of 40 tons, operating the tracked excavator is a job for Dallmann's heavy transport division. They actually have 2 of these ZX350s in their fleet. There is, however, lots of preparatory work to take care of before the excavators can get stuck in. For example, they need to properly dispose of construction materials and insulation that contains asbestos. In the recycling and construction management teams, numerous employees have the necessary qualifications for the proper handling of contaminated materials. Kevin is working with the 30-ton Cat 392E. His job is to remove materials from the ground or break up concrete parts to make them smaller. Dallmann's fleet contains a total of 50 excavators in a range of different sizes. Around 6 machines take care of the breaking down and recycling work. Now for the last part of this first instalment on Dallmann Straßen und Tiefbau. We're heading towards Bramsche. The grader from Caterpillar is hard at work on the wind farm there. Clement's job is to keep the car parks and access routes to the 13 wind turbines in good condition. The 139-metre turbines are inspected once or twice a year by service technicians. The grader is an incredibly versatile machine and is mainly used during road construction. The large wheel spacing and tandem rear axle ensure that the machine runs smoothly and help the 3-metre wide share body to work precisely down to the centimetre. This is made possible by the use of a Universal Total Station, UTS. In the next instalment of this series, we'll be visiting some more construction sites, and we'll be focusing on tarmacking, one of Dallmann's main business areas. If you're interested in joining Dallmann Straßen und Tiefbau as an apprentice, as part of a dual study program, or are looking to change careers, check out their website or follow them on Instagram. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you don't miss out on the next video in the series.